Rand Paul talking about? Well, let's find out, boys and girls and theys, thems, whatever you is. I don't give a fuck. On Wednesday, the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee held a hearing designed to look into fact-free claims of voter fraud in the 2020 election. And Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, one of Donald Trump's most ardent defenders, was front and center, making wild claims about what happened and didn't on November 3rd. The fraud happened, insisted Paul. The election, in many ways, was stolen, and the only way it will be fixed is by, in the future, reinforcing the laws. His examples? Dead people voting. And non-citizens voting. The problem, of course, is that there is simply no evidence of either of these things happening broadly. Yes, broadly important, because they have happened. There have been, I think it was out of California, I heard a report of a dead person voting, and it was like they like filled it out, mailed it by the time it was counted, that person died. But you know, they got their shit together. They've had practice doing elections before, so they know that this is always a possibility. So once they realized that that person was fucking dead, they didn't count that fucking vote. So yeah, Rand Paul first. Let's take the dead people voting allegations first. There's this one from factcheck.org, a nonpartisan fact-check site. Let's see. Claims of dead people voting are often overblown after elections. In some cases, it is a matter of a relatively small number of people dying in the period between when they sent in a mail-in ballot and on election day. So what the fuck I just said? They know these things happen, and they do shit so that dead people's votes won't get counted. A CNN analysis after the elections found not a single instance of that happening. In Georgia, the story was the same, and in Pennsylvania. So wow, in Michigan, in Georgia, in Pennsylvania, Trump allies were particularly, but none of those states had examples of dead people casting ballots, and not dead people casting ballots, alive people casting ballots and then dying before the election. But in any of those states they're talking about, that hasn't happened. I think the one I saw was in California, but I'm not sure. I'm not too sure, but I mean, obviously it was none of these fucking states, and I don't know what Rand Paul is smoking, but I want some of it. Please. He's on that fucking K2. Add it all up and you get this. There is no evidence, none, of widespread voter fraud in which dead people voted. Now for Paul's claim about non-citizens voting, do non-citizens sometimes slip through the cracks in the system and cast ballots? Yes. Is it anywhere close to affecting the results even in a closely contested state? The evidence strongly points to no. This from a USA Today fact check is illuminating on that point. Unverified. Claim Joe Biden received extra votes in battleground states from non-citizens. Yeah, lawsuits will most likely fail. I mean, yeah, they're not doing it because they know they'll pass. They're doing it to get more of these dumb fucks to donate. I think they've 200 million something. They've gotten 200 million after the election. Trump raises more than 170 million with false election claims. So let's think about this for 1 second. Why is Donald Trump doing this? That's the reason. For the fucking money. He's grifting off of his own fucking fan base, dude. It's disgusting. And if you look at like the emails they are sending these people, it's predatory. It's borderline predatory. It's fucking wild. The handful of times when people try to do something, they're caught and they're indicted. It's only a handful of individuals, and that's not going to change an election. Any election. Last election, this election, next election. It's not gonna fucking matter. It's nowhere near. Fucking tens and tens of millions of people vote. And they bring up like, hey, we got this one dead voter, we got this one non-citizen voting. We obviously fucking won. Are you blind? Look with your special eyes. Fuck. Like, we heard this fucking shit. We know this stuff happens. We heard it during the 2016 election about all those Trump voters voting twice because they didn't think their fucking vote would count if they were voting for Trump. There was quite a few of them. A lot of them. But the left wasn't like, yep, the whole election's fucking fake. It's all fraud. They stole it. The whole thing's fucking, it's just ruined. You ruined it. They'll find out and they'll put the kibosh on it. It's fucking elementary. Fucking elementary school, dude. But there is not evidence of widespread fraud that indicates, in Paul's words, that, quote, in many ways the election was stolen, end quote. In many ways, dude? In many ways. Dead people, non-citizens. They both got debunked. But there's more ways. There's many ways, okay, bitch? Don't do that. Don't. Fucking Rand Paul, man. Imagine naming your kid after Ayn Rand. How much of a fucking weirdo neckbeard do you need to fucking be?